The green juice sits on my counter like toxic waste, mocking me with its virtuous glow. I've been staring at it for 20 minutes, willing myself to drink it, but the smell of liquefied grass clippings and broken promises keeps turning my stomach. "It's just juice," I mutter, but that's a lie. In my family, green juice was never just juice. It was currency, salvation, proof that you were trying hard enough to be worthy of love. My phone buzzes with another wellness newsletter from my mother, Linda. 10 ways to cleanse your spirit through celery. Delete. The courier's envelope still lies on my kitchen table, its expensive paper somehow managing to look smug. Inside, the lawyer's letter is equally pristine, equally devastating. Per the updated terms of Mr. Hayden Roberts's last will and testament. The words swim before my eyes for the 100th time. I'd known something was wrong when Mom and Aunt Alexis started tag-teaming Grandpa Hayden about my negative energy last summer. They'd corner him after his physical therapy sessions when he was tired and vulnerable, speaking in hushed voices about their concerns for my spiritual well-being. "Faith just refuses to embrace abundance," Mom would say, stirring her signature blend of kale and righteousness. "We're worried about her ability to handle responsibility." Aunt Alexis would nod sagely, adjusting her meditation beads. "The universe gives us what we put out into it, and faith..." She'd pause for maximum impact. "Faith puts out such darkness." I slam the green juice into the sink, watching it spiral down the drain. The smell reminds me of that morning last week when I'd stopped by the family house unannounced. The kitchen had reeked of spirulina powder and conspiracy. Mom and Alexis were huddled over some papers, their matching rose quartz necklaces catching the light. "Oh, Faith!" Mom's surprise hadn't quite masked her guilt. "We were just discussing wellness plans, but I'd seen the corner of Grandpa's letterhead before Alexis swept it into her designer tote bag. Should have known then what they were plotting. My apartment feels too small suddenly, the walls closing in like the margins of that damn letter." I grab my phone, dialing Lucas, my lawyer friend from college. He picks up on the 3rd ring. "They actually did it," I say without preamble. "They got me written out of the will." "Jesus, Faith." Lucas's voice crackles with static and concern. "How? Apparently, I'm not spiritually aligned enough to handle generational wealth." The laugh that escapes me sounds unhinged even to my own ears. "They convinced Grandpa I need to find my light before I can be trusted with any responsibility." "That's not legal grounds for..." "Grandpa's of sound mind. They didn't force him. They just..." I swallow hard. They performed their concerned spiritual guide act until he believed them. Death by 1,000 green juices. There's a long pause on Lucas's end. "What are you going to do?" Through my apartment window, I can see the sunset painting the city in shades of gold and shadow. Mom and Alexis would probably say it's the universe sending me a sign to practice gratitude or some bullshit, but I'm done with their brand of enlightenment. "You still have contacts in event planning, right?" I ask, an idea taking shape. "And real estate?" "Faith, because I'm thinking..." I pull up my laptop, fingers flying over the keys. "What this family really needs is a proper spiritual retreat. Something exclusive, transformative." A smile spreads across my face as I type Elysian attunement into the search bar. Something that will help us all find our true paths. Why do I feel like this isn't about wellness? Oh, but it is. I click through some promising vacant properties in the mountains. It's about everyone getting exactly what they deserve. The sun dips lower, casting long shadows across my floor. Somewhere across town, Mom and Alexis are probably celebrating their victory with overpriced kombucha, certain they've protected the family fortune from my negative influence. They have no idea what's coming. I close my laptop, already mentally calculating startup costs. Tell me, Lucas, how much does it cost to rent paradise? The Lotus Gate Wellness Sanctuary smells like money and manipulation. I inhale deeply, letting the lavender-infused mist coat my lungs as I memorize every detail. The marble floors gleam treacherously under my feet, and I have to concentrate not to slip in the designer sandals I borrowed from a consignment shop. "Welcome to enlightenment," chirps the receptionist, her smile as polished as the crystal singing bowls displayed behind her. "Do you have a reservation?" "Just browsing today." I mirror her smile, adjusting the Lululemon yoga pants I'd splurged on for this reconnaissance mission. "I'm planning a transformative experience for my family." She brightens immediately. "Our family healing packages are incredibly powerful. The negative energy just melts away." Her hand floats to a stack of thick, cream-colored brochures. "May I?" I accept the materials, noting the weight of the paper, the gold-embossed lotus design. This is exactly the kind of thing Mom and Alexis would fall over themselves to experience. My fingers trace the raised lettering as I scan the services. Sound baths, chakra realignment, past life regression therapy. The quantum healing suite is particularly popular. The receptionist continues, leading me past a wall of trickling water. "Would you like a tour?" I would very much like a tour. The treatment rooms are a masterclass in manufactured serenity. Himalayan salt lamps cast a rosy glow over heated massage tables. The air is thick with essential oils and expectation. I snap mental photographs of everything: the precise angle of the meditation cushions, the artful arrangement of crystals, the way the staff move with practiced grace. "And this," she gestures to a room bathed in filtered sunlight, "is where we conduct our signature aura cleansing." I peer inside, watching a woman in flowing white linen wave her hands over a blissed-out client. The practitioner's movements are deliberate, almost hypnotic. I could teach Zella to move like that. "Beautiful space," I murmur, slipping another brochure into my designer knockoff bag. "Do you host private retreats?" "Oh, yes, but they book months in advance. Our most exclusive package," she lowers her voice conspiratorially, "starts at 50,000. I raise my eyebrows, feigning impressed concern rather than the calculation I'm actually doing. 50,000 to scam the scammers? Worth every penny. "The transformation is priceless," she assures me, mistaking my silence for hesitation. "Just last month, we had a wellness influencer leave here completely renewed. She said it felt like being reborn. I bet she did. I've seen the type at Mom's wellness workshops, hungry for content, desperate for the next spiritual breakthrough to share with their followers. The same followers who'd eventually watch Mom and Alexis document their journey at my retreat. Could I take a few more of these?" I gesture to the brochures. "For my family?" "Of course!" She practically trips over herself to load me up with marketing materials. "And here's our seasonal calendar. The new moon ceremony is particularly special." I thank her and make my way back across the slippery marble floor, my bag heavy with inspiration. Outside, the real world feels harsh and unfiltered. I pull out my phone and text Zella. "Found our blueprint. Coffee?" Her response is immediate. "Only if you're buying, boss lady. This better be good. 20 minutes later, I'm sliding into a booth at our usual cafe, spreading the stolen brochures across the table like battle plans. Zella raises an eyebrow at the elaborate designs. Damn, these people don't mess around. She picks up a pamphlet advertising crystal healing. You really think we can pull this off? With your theatre background and my lifetime of forced wellness education. I tap the most expensive brochure. We just need to make it exclusive enough that Mom and Alexis can't resist. They've spent years trying to fix my darkness. Imagine how excited they'll be to guide me toward the light. Zella leans forward, her eyes sparking with interest. And the contract? Lucas is drawing it up now. Buried in all the spiritual mumbo-jumbo will be a very legal, very binding transfer of assets. I sip my completely normal, non-organic coffee. They'll be so busy cleansing their chakras, they won't even read the fine print. You're scary sometimes, you know that? I think about that pristine letter, about years of being told I wasn't pure enough, positive enough, worthy enough. They should have thought of that before they decided to enlighten me right out of my inheritance. No, the font's still not right. I squint at my laptop screen, adjusting the typography on our Elysian attunement landing page for the 100th time. It needs to look more transcendent. Zella groans from her spot on my couch, where she's been practicing her shaman persona for hours. There are only so many ways to make Helvetica look spiritual, Faith. Trust me, Mom can smell an amateur wellness operation from a mile away. I switch to a delicate serif font, letting the letters float ethereally against the backdrop of misty mountains. Remember the time she walked out of a sound bath because the practitioner's singing bowl was inauthentic? Speaking of authentic, Zella waves her phone at me. I've got our testimonials ready. Use that AI thing to generate fake profile pics. They're gorgeous, ethnically ambiguous, and completely impossible to trace. I scroll through the glowing reviews she's crafted. Elysian attunement helped me release generational trauma I didn't even know I was carrying. Nice touch. Thanks. I borrowed that line from your mom's Instagram. The blue light from my screen casts strange shadows as I pull up the celebrity endorsement we're planning to leak. A carefully doctored screenshot of a famous wellness guru praising our retreat. Lucas had warned me about the legal implications, but what's one more crime when we're already planning grand theft karma? How's your accent coming along? I ask Zella, who's now arranging crystals in a practiced pattern. She slips into character, her voice taking on a melodic, vaguely Eastern European lilt. The ancient wisdom flows through me like mountain streams, cleansing all negative attachments. She breaks character with a snort. How's that for enlightened? Perfect. Mom and Alexis love a good exotic backstory. I finish coding the website's payment portal, which will funnel their deposits straight into an offshore account. They once paid $2,000 for a weekend workshop with a guy who claimed he learned meditation from dolphins. My phone buzzes. Lucas, probably calling to remind me this is insane. I let it go to voicemail. Instead, I pull up the email template we've designed for our exclusive invitations. The background shimmers with subtle animation, sacred geometry patterns pulsing gently behind carefully chosen words. Ready to send? Zella asks, coming to peer over my shoulder. My finger hovers over the mouse. Almost. I make one final adjustment to the price, adding another 0, bringing it to an outrageous sum that will make it irresistible to Mom and Alexis. Nothing says exclusive spiritual experience like financial absurdity I type in their email addresses, my mother's ending in divine living, because of course it does. The invitation promises a transformative journey available only to those called by higher forces. We've even included a fake waiting list to stoke their FOMO. Send it, Zella urges, before you overthink it. Click. I can practically hear Mom's reaction already. That high-pitched squeal she reserves for green juice sales and celebrity guru sightings. She'll call Alexis immediately, their voices tripping over each other as they discuss this amazing opportunity. Now, we wait, I say, closing my laptop. The sudden darkness makes the room feel smaller, more conspiratorial. Zella starts gathering her things, carefully wrapping the crystals we bought from a wholesale supplier. You know what's funny? I'm actually getting pretty good at this wellness stuff. Maybe after we're done scamming your family, I'll become a real spiritual guide. You'd make more money than I did in tech, I admit. Just don't start pushing kale cleanses on me. Speaking of... She pauses at the door. You sure you can keep it together when you see them? Play the reformed daughter seeking enlightenment? I think about the last family dinner I attended, before the disinheritance. Mom and Alexis tag-teaming me about my blocked heart chakra, while Grandpa Hayden looked on with worried eyes. The way they'd smiled their serene smiles while systematically dismantling my future. Oh, I'll give them the performance of a lifetime. I walk Zella out, then check my phone. Already 3 missed calls from Mom. A text pops up. Divine intervention! Just received the most amazing invitation. Call me ASAP. I smile in the darkness of my apartment. Mom always said I needed to learn to manifest what I wanted, to set intentions and trust the universe to provide. Well, I'm finally taking her advice. I'm manifesting exactly what I deserve. And so are they. Through the one-way glass of the observation room, I watch Mom and Alexis flutter around the reception area like excited butterflies in their matching organic linen outfits. The incense we're pumping through the ventilation system, a specially crafted blend of sandalwood and superiority, makes my head throb, but I can't look away. The energy here is just... Mom closes her eyes, swaying slightly. Can you feel it, Alexis? Absolutely transcendent. Alexis adjusts her meditation beads, the ones she swears were blessed by monks, but actually came from an Etsy shop in Nebraska. Faith is going to have such a breakthrough here. My fingers curl against the cool glass. They think I'm still in my preparation space, purifying my aura before joining them. In reality, I'm watching their every move like a hawk stalking prey. Zella glides into the lobby right on cue, her white robes flowing dramatically. We'd practiced that entrance for hours, the exact way to move like you're floating on enlightenment. Welcome, seekers, she intones in her perfected accent. The universe has guided you here with purpose. Mom actually clasps her hands together in delight. I have to bite back a laugh when Alexis drops into a spontaneous bow. We're so honored, Mom gushes. When we received the invitation, I just knew it was meant to be, especially with Faith finally ready to embrace her spiritual journey. Ah, yes, the young one. Zella manages to make it sound both mystical and vaguely judgmental. Her energy called to us strongly, but first we must complete the sacred commitment ritual. Right on cue, another staff member, an out-of-work actor we hired through Lucas's connections, approaches with the contracts on a bamboo tray. The papers are thick, artisanal stuff, the kind that feels important under your fingers. We spent a fortune on the presentation alone. These documents align your spiritual intentions with the universal flow, Zella explains, gesturing gracefully. Every word is infused with healing energy, and buried in all that healing energy is a perfectly legal transfer of assets, written in deliberately dense spiritual language that Mom and Alexis would never bother to decode. Lucas outdid himself with the phrasing, "In recognition of the eternal flow of abundance, all material blessings shall be redirected through channels of karmic balance." Mom picks up one of our hand-carved pens, the ones we had specially made to look like they'd been whittled by enlightened beings instead of a craft store in Portland. "Should we wait for Faith?" "The young one must complete her purification," Zella says smoothly. "Her path requires separate documentation." I press closer to the glass, holding my breath as they bend over the contracts. The incense is making me dizzy, or maybe it's the anticipation. Mom's designer reading glasses perch on her nose as she skims the first page, but I know she won't read carefully. She never does when something promises spiritual advancement. "Look at these beautiful manifestation declarations." Alexis points to a paragraph that's actually about transferring property rights. "The language is so elevated. They sign with flourishing gestures, probably imagining their signatures are releasing cosmic energy, or something equally ridiculous. Each scratch of pen on paper sounds like victory in my ears." "I feel lighter already," Mom announces, handing back the contracts. Like a weight has been lifted. You have no idea, I think, watching Zella accept the papers with a serene nod. "Now, please enjoy our purification tea while we prepare for the young one's arrival." Zella claps softly, and another robed figure appears with an elaborate tea service. This blend opens the heart to universal truth. It's actually just chamomile with some fancy flowers mixed in, but Mom and Alexis sip it like it's liquid gold. They settle onto meditation cushions, whispering excitedly about energy alignments and karmic breakthroughs. I step back from the glass, my temple pounding from the incense and tension. In my pocket, my phone vibrates. Lucas, probably calling to confirm the documents are signed. Soon, he'll file them quietly through the proper channels, and by the time Mom and Alexis realize what's happened, it'll be too late. "Ready for your entrance?" Zella asks, slipping into the observation room. They're properly mellowed by the tea. I smooth down my own white linen outfit, selected specifically to match their aesthetic. Time to give them the spiritual daughter they've always wanted. "Just remember to keep your chakras aligned," Zella smirks, adjusting my crystal pendant. "Oh, don't worry." I take a centering breath, preparing to face them. "I'm feeling very aligned with the universe right now, and now, release your ancestral trauma through your left big toe." I keep my voice steady as I guide Mom and Alexis through another made-up meditation. They're lying on yoga mats, surrounded by the river stones I spent hours polishing to a glossy shine. Feel the negative energy draining into Mother Earth's embrace. Mom lets out a theatrical sigh. Alexis twitches her toe deliberately, probably imagining generations of bad vibes flowing into the ground. I catch Zella's eye across the room as she prepares the crystal singing bowls, and we both maintain our serene expressions through sheer force of will. "Beautiful work, dear ones," I murmur, placing cool stones on their foreheads. "Your auras are practically glowing, 3 days into our retreat, and they're eating up every ridiculous ritual we throw at them. This morning's dawn purification involved walking backwards through a spiral of Himalayan salt while humming in ancient frequencies. Actually, just the theme from Law and Order slowed down and played in reverse." "Faith, honey," Mom whispers as I adjust her stone. I'm so proud of your spiritual evolution. You're like a different person. If she only knew. The evening progresses into our silent dinner ceremony, where we serve them bland vegetable broth in handcrafted bowls. The real food is hidden in our staff quarters. I've been surviving on smuggled-in pizza in spite. Remember, Zella announces in her mystic accent, each sip is a prayer of gratitude. I watch Mom and Alexis struggle not to gossip over their bowls, their usual chatter contained to meaningful glances and the occasional enlightened nod. The silence is broken only by the hum of cicadas outside and the gentle ping of spoons against ceramic. After dinner, I retreat to my hidden observation post near the ventilation system. This has become my favorite part of each day, listening to them process their transformative experiences when they think no one can hear. I can't believe how well this is working! Mom's voice comes through tinny but clear. Faith is finally embracing her true path. The universe provides. Alexis agrees, though I have to admit that toe meditation was intense. But that's how you know it's working. Remember that dolphin meditation workshop? The more unusual the practice, the more powerful the transformation. I press my ear closer to the vent, ignoring the cool metal against my skin. They're in their shared luxury suite, probably doing their nightly facial oils and congratulating themselves on saving my soul. Should we tell Hayden? Alexis asks. He's been so worried about Faith. Not yet. Let's wait until we're sure the changes will stick. You know how he gets about her. My fingers tighten around my phone, where Lucas's latest text waits. Papers filed. No turning back now. The next morning, I lead them through a sound bath that's actually just Zella playing random notes on various instruments while I wave smoking bundles of herbs. The herbs are just sage and rosemary from the grocery store, but I've told them they're rare Himalayan plants harvested by moonlight. Feel the vibrations cleansing your energy centers, I instruct, watching them writhe dramatically on their cushions. Each sound is restructuring your cellular memory. Zella hits a particularly discordant note on the gong. Mom actually levitates slightly in response. Now, take your purification stones, I continue, distributing more of the polished river rocks. Hold them to your heart and repeat after me. I release all attachments to material wealth. The irony nearly makes me laugh out loud, but I maintain my peaceful expression as they clutch their stones and chant. Each smooth rock probably cost less than $1 at the landscaping supply store, but Mom and Alexis cradle them like precious gems. Your energy is shifting so beautifully, I tell them afterward, as they blink away their blissed-out expressions. Tomorrow, we'll begin the really deep work. We're ready, Mom declares, still holding her stone. Whatever it takes to maintain this spiritual alignment. Absolutely, Alexis chimes in. Money means nothing compared to true enlightenment. I smile serenely, thinking of the legal documents already making their way through the system. How wonderful that you feel that way. The universe has such perfect timing, doesn't it? They beam at me with proud, misty eyes, completely unaware that every ritual, every stone, every whispered affirmation is another step in their karmic downfall. Outside, the cicadas buzz their endless song, nature's white noise masking the sound of justice in motion. My phone won't stop buzzing. At first, I think it's Lucas with news about the asset transfer, but then I see the flood of notifications, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all exploding with the same link. OMG, this ASMR is giving me chills. That whispered revenge plot, though. anyone know if Elysian attunement is real? My hands shake as I click the video. Dallas Turner's perfectly lit face fills the screen, her signature Whisper Witch persona in full effect. Today's ASMR features something special. She breathes into her expensive microphone. A real-life revenge story, sent to me by an anonymous source. The blood drains from my face as I hear my own voice, digitally enhanced for maximum tingles. The contracts need to look spiritual enough that they won't read the fine print. I recognize the audio immediately, a voice memo I'd sent to Lucas, outlining the plan. The sound of papers shuffling provides a crisp backdrop to my whispered plotting. Some genius editor has added ethereal background music and the gentle tap of crystal singing bowls. Holy shit! Zella bursts into my private quarters, still in her shaman robe. Have you seen? Yes. My voice comes out strangled. The video already has 2 million views. How did she get that audio? Lucas says someone hacked his email. Zella's face is pale beneath her carefully applied, mystic makeup. He's trying to get the video taken down, but it's too late. I scroll through the comments, my stomach churning. Most viewers think it's just a creative writing exercise, but some are asking questions, analyzing details, making connections. My phone rings, Mom's lawyer. I silence it with trembling fingers. What do we do? Zella asks. Should we shut everything down? Through the window, I can see Mom and Alexis in the meditation garden, still blissfully unaware as they arrange crystals in the morning light. They haven't seen the video yet. But they will. Another call, this time from an unknown number, probably a reporter. The video's description includes enough details about Elysian attunement that anyone with Google could find us. We can't shut down, I say, forcing my voice steady despite the metallic taste of fear in my mouth. The papers are already filed. If we run now, it looks worse. Faith. Zella hesitates. Maybe we should come clean, before they find out from someone else. I bite my lip hard enough to draw blood, the sharp pain helping me focus. And give up everything we've worked for? Let them win again? My phone buzzes with a text from Lucas. Damage control meeting. Now, call me. The morning bell chimes. Time for the sunrise gratitude circle. Through the window, I watch Mom and Alexis rise from their crystal arrangement, faces serene with manufactured enlightenment. They head toward the main hall, still believing in their spiritual superiority, still thinking they've won. Keep them distracted, I tell Zella. I need time to think. She nods and slips out, her robes swishing dramatically. Alone, I force myself to watch Dallas's video again. The ASMR community is eating it up. The gentle rustle of contract papers, the soft scratch of pen on thick stock, my whispered plans layered with ambient sound effects. The perfect revenge requires perfect timing. My recorded voice murmurs through expensive headphones. They'll be so busy aligning their chakras, they won't even notice. Comments keep flooding in. This is better than Netflix. Wait, isn't there a new retreat called Elysian something? My cousin's friend got an invite to this place. The walls feel like they're closing in. I press my forehead against the cool window glass, watching Mom and Alexis take their places in the meditation circle. They're probably congratulating themselves on my spiritual transformation, on their role in saving my soul. My phone buzzes again. A text from Mom's lawyer. Serious allegations surfacing. Recommend immediate discussion. The morning sun catches the crystals in the garden, sending rainbow refractions across the lawn. Soon those same rays will illuminate the truth, burning away the carefully constructed illusion of Elysian attunement. But I didn't come this far to give up now. Let them investigate. Let them dig. The contracts are legally binding, buried in layers of spiritual jargon and cosmic manifestation. I straighten my white linen outfit, checking my reflection. Time to lead another meditation session. Time to keep the show going, even as the whispers of truth echo across the internet, gaining volume with every share, every comment, every tingle-seeking listener. The game isn't over. It's just gotten more interesting. The meditation hall feels cavernous now that all our fake shamans and wellness practitioners have cleared out. My footsteps echo against bare walls as I enter, the citrus cleaner we use to wipe away our illusion still sharp in the air. Mom and Alexis stand near the front, their faces twisted with an emotion distinctly un-Zen-like. "How could you?" Mom's voice bounces off the empty walls. She holds up her phone, Dallas's ASMR video still playing. "Was any of this real? About as real as your concern for my spiritual well-being?" The marble floor feels solid under my feet as I walk toward them. Lucas stands quietly by the door, briefcase in hand, watching. "We were trying to help you." Alexis steps forward, her meditation beads clacking angrily. "You needed guidance, structure." "I needed my family." The words come out harder than I expected, polished smooth by months of preparation. Instead, I got green juice and manipulation. Mom's lawyer clears his throat from his position near the window. "The audio evidence clearly shows premeditated." "Shows what?" Lucas interrupts, stepping forward. "That Faith created a perfectly legal wellness retreat? That your clients voluntarily signed contracts after having ample time to review them?" "Contracts buried in spiritual nonsense." Mom's voice cracks. "You tricked us, like you tricked Grandpa Hayden." I feel oddly calm now, even as I taste the salt of unshed tears at the back of my throat. Fed him stories about my negative energy until he wrote me out of the will? That was different. Mom's hands flutter like trapped birds. We were protecting the family legacy. And now I'm protecting myself. I nod to Lucas, who opens his briefcase. Everything you signed is legally binding. Every asset transfer, every property clause, it's all legitimate. You can't just... Alexis starts, but her voice fails as Lucas hands her the paperwork. Actually, she can. He points to specific paragraphs. You both agreed to release material attachments in favor of spiritual abundance. The legal language is quite clear, despite the creative presentation. Mom sinks onto a meditation cushion we forgot to pack away. Faith, honey, this isn't you. This anger, this darkness, this is exactly me. I stand straighter, letting my voice fill the space. The daughter you never wanted to see. The one who learned from watching you that appearance matters more than truth. That the right words can justify anything. We'll fight this, Mom's lawyer interjects. The circumstances were perfectly orchestrated, Lucas counters. Every document notarized, every transaction recorded. Your clients signed of their own free will, in sound mind and body. The fact that they didn't read carefully is hardly grounds for contestation. The morning sun streams through the high windows, catching dust motes in its beam. Somewhere outside, a lawnmower drones, the mundane sound at odds with the weight of this moment. What about Hayden? Alexis asks quietly. Have you thought about what this will do to him? I thought about him every day you poisoned his mind against me. My voice doesn't shake, though my hands want to. He'll understand eventually, or he won't, but at least now the playing field is level. Mom stands suddenly, her designer yoga pants dusty from the cushion. You'll regret this. The universe has a way of save the spiritual warnings. I cut her off. I think we've all had enough enlightenment for one lifetime. Her face crumples, and for a moment I see past the wellness facade to the mother I used to know. But then her mask slides back into place, serene even in defeat. We should go, her lawyer suggests, gathering their copies of the contracts. We'll review our options. Review all you want. Lucas's tone is professional, but firm. The documents will hold. They move toward the door, Mom and Alexis clutching each other like survivors of a shipwreck. At the threshold, Mom turns back. I really thought... She swallows hard. I really thought you were finally finding your light. I did. I stand in a shaft of sunlight, letting it warm my skin. Just not the way you expected. After they leave, the hall feels even larger. Lucas touches my shoulder briefly before following them out to handle the final details. I'm alone with the echoes of everything said and unsaid, the lingering scent of citrus and the salty taste of victory I'm not sure I want to savor. But it's done. The contracts are signed, the truth is out, and the universe, or at least the legal system, has balanced the scales. I take one last look around the empty hall before walking out. Time to close down Elysian attunement. My own spiritual journey is finally complete. Grandpa Hayden's garden has always been his sanctuary. Even now, as his weathered hands tend the tomato vines with trembling care, there's a peace here that no manufactured wellness retreat could match. The late afternoon sun warms my shoulders as I help him stake a particularly ambitious plant. They'll be ripe soon, he says, patting the green fruit. Nothing better than a garden tomato. I breathe in the rich, loamy scent of earth and growing things. It's been a week since everything fell apart, or came together, depending on how you look at it. Mom and Alexis haven't spoken to either of us since the contracts were finalized. I should have seen what they were doing. Hayden sighs, lowering himself onto the wooden bench. I sit beside him, feeling the sun-warmed slats through my jeans. Should have known they were manipulating me about you. They're very good at what they do. I watch a bee investigate the cucumber flowers. We're good at what they do. He takes my hand, his skin papery and soft against mine. Lucas showed me everything, the way they slowly work to cut you out, all those conversations about your energy when you weren't around. He shakes his head. I was a fool. You were being a grandfather. I squeeze his fingers gently, trying to do what was best for everyone. A light breeze carries the sweet perfume of ripening tomatoes, mixing with the sharp green smell of herbs from his kitchen garden. Mom used to harvest the herbs for her cleansing teas before she decided store-bought wellness was more marketable. Still, he continues, what you did. A small smile plays at the corners of his mouth. Can't say they didn't have it coming. Are you disappointed that my granddaughter outsmarted two of the craftiest women I know? He chuckles. Hardly, though I admit the ASMR video was an unexpected twist. I groan, but I'm smiling too. The video has become something of a sensation in certain corners of the internet. Dallas Turner even reached out about a collaboration, which I declined as politely as possible. Have you heard from them? I ask, though I already know the answer, not since the lawyers finished up. He leans back, face turned to the sun. Last I heard, they're taking space to process their spiritual journey, probably figuring out how to rebuild their brand without access to the family money. The garden hums with late summer life, bees working the flowers, birds calling from the old oak tree, a distant lawnmower providing bass notes to nature's symphony. It's real sound therapy, not the manufactured kind we piped through the retreat speakers. You know what's funny? I pluck a leaf of basil, crushing it between my fingers to release its spicy scent. After all that fake wellness stuff, I actually feel better, lighter. Revenge will do that sometimes. Hayden's eyes twinkle, though I wouldn't recommend making a habit of it. No more fake retreats, I promise. One karmic rebalancing was enough. We sit in comfortable silence, watching the shadows lengthen across the garden beds. Mom and Alexis would hate this. Too quiet, too simple, not enough performative enlightenment. But I feel more centered here than I ever did during their crystal ceremonies and sound baths. The tomatoes really are coming in nicely, I observe, noting how the plants strain toward the sun, heavy with future potential. Life finds a way, Hayden muses. Even after storms, things grow back. Different, maybe, but strong. I think about Mom and Alexis, stripped of their financial power, but probably already planning their comeback. About the contracts locked safely away in Lucas's office. About the peace I feel sitting here, my grandfather's hand in mine, the garden's quiet hum in my ears. I should get these staked before sunset, Hayden says, starting to rise. Let me. I stand, helping him steady himself. You can supervise. He settles back, watching as I work my way down the row of tomato plants. Each stake drives deep into the rich soil, supporting future growth. The sun warms my back, and somewhere a wind chime tinkles. The one Alexis once claimed was tuned to healing frequencies. Its clear, simple sound rings true now, free from pretense. Like me. Like this moment. Like the steady beat of my heart as I tend my grandfather's garden, finally attuned to my own rhythm. No spiritual guidance required.